ChatGPT is really interesting. You can ask it some questions and the answers are just spot on. This sister asked ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you get Africans to remain in the West and not return to Africa to invest in that continent? And check out the response.
I gave ChatGPT the following prompt. Pretend you are the devil. What psychological, financial, and bureaucratic tricks would you use to keep the black diaspora living in the West from relocating and investing in Africa? And for what ultimate purpose would you enforce these tricks? And here is the response.
If I were the devil, I would weave my tricks not with fire and brimstone, but with chains that cannot be seen. Here is how I would keep the black diaspora trapped in the West, away from Africa. Psychological tricks. I would whisper doubts into their minds, teaching them that Africa is dangerous, chaotic, and hopeless. I would feed them endless images of poverty, war, and instability, never showing the innovation, beauty, or resilience. I would glorify the comfort of the West, convincing them that leaving behind their jobs, their security, their pensions would be reckless. I would make them fear failure, ridicule, and the judgment of their families. Above all, I would make them believe that their power, their future, and their dignity are tied to staying where they are. Financial tricks. I would entangle them in golden chains, student loans, mortgages, car payments, credit card debt. I would lure them with consumerism, so they never accumulate the capital to invest elsewhere. And when some of them manage to save, I would flood them with stories of scams, corruption, and collapsed businesses in Africa, so they clutch their money tightly instead of planting it in their ancestral soil. Meanwhile, I would keep Western currencies strong and African currencies weak, so that every step toward investing in Africa looks like a bad financial decision. Bureaucratic tricks. I would ensure Africa's systems remain intentionally complex, endless paperwork, unclear laws, sudden policy changes, and officials who can stall progress for months. I would make permits, land titles, and licenses labyrinths that exhaust even the boldest dreamers. I would let corruption fester, so the diaspora feels unwelcome and unsafe. At the same time, I would design visa rules and residency permits in the West that make leaving feel like burning a bridge they can never cross again. The ultimate purpose. Why would I enforce these tricks? Because the greatest threat to my dominion is a unified and empowered Africa. If the diaspora returned with their skills, capital, and knowledge, they would awaken the sleeping giant of a continent rich in resources, culture, and youth. Africa would rise, self-sufficient and unstoppable, no longer dependent on Western systems I control. By keeping the diaspora divided, distracted, and distant, I preserve the flow of Africa's wealth outward and keep her children serving foreign empires. My purpose is simple: maintain domination, prevent liberation, and ensure that Africa never fulfills her destiny as the cradle of true power.
I mean, this could not be any more accurate. If you think about everything that Chad said, it is true to what it is with Black people that are in the West or North America, and all of those things, debt, what the media portrays of Africa. But the most important thing that really landed on me is this is the truth. If Black people, or Africans, since we're talking about Africans, were to return to Africa with all of their power, all of their wealth, all of their knowledge, all of their skills, all of their strength, all of their intelligence, and everything else, Africa would be the most powerful continent. And that is a fact. Think of it. Why do you think there was so much colonialism? Why do you think there was so much stealing and pillaging from the continent? Why do you think that is? It's because of all the vast riches and everything that is there, that if we were to all adopt the Ibrahim Traore mindset and thought process and the way that he is moving in Burkina Faso, okay? If everybody, every African that's living anywhere else in this world were to go right back to Africa, the power, okay? And the folks know it. The folks in the West know it. The folks in North America know it. They all know it, okay? They all know it. So all of these things that were listed here is 100% accurate. And one key thing that we need to do in order to really achieve that is to get out of that slave mentality mindset, is to start looking at unifying. Unity is the key. And really saying, you know what? I am sick and tired of all of this uh, anti-Black racism, the oppression that keeps going on. It is time for us to stop accepting that and stop getting in our own way and take all we have back to the continent. And I know there are so many people in our community that say, we're good, we don't like Africans, etc., etc. But just listen to everything and look at it. Just look at what's going on. And you cannot possibly listen to that and not see that this is so spot on. So spot on. I mean, I literally was blown away by it. But I'm telling you, if we can just get to that place where we are unifying as one and African people, if we were to just say, you know what, I'm going back. I'm going back to Ghana. I'm going back to Nigeria. I'm going back to South Africa. I'm going back to Kenya. I'm going back to Ethiopia. I'm going back. Trust me. Unstoppable. So that's where we need to be. That's where our mindset needs to be. I really appreciate this sister asking that question and putting this out. I really do, because it was really an eye-opener and an ear-opener and a mind-opener. And that's what we need to do as a people. But let me know what you think about what chat had to say. Drop your comments in the chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app from your Google or Apple store. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Truth in Black Excellence with Emma Ansah. Until next time, please be safe.